Okay, so you're opened up a spreadsheet in your folder, and I'm going to show you a couple of editing things that we can do with spreadsheets. First off, you're going to go ahead and click and drag through several columns. So click on the A and then drag through as many as you can on the screen there, and then move your cursor up between two of the letters, and you'll notice it turns to a double arrow. Now, if I click and drag that to the right, then that's making the cells larger. I want to drag it to the left so I get it to the cells so that they're roughly the same height as they are the same width, so like a square instead of a rectangle. When I do that, you'll notice all the cells or all the columns that I've selected, they've reduced their sizes and now they're much narrower. Now we want to have 16 cells here or 32 cells here. So I'm going to go, now that I have a bunch of these selected, I'm going to go up to the insert pull down and I'm going to insert, I'll say 18 more columns. It can be left or right, it doesn't matter. Now you'll notice I have a bunch across here, and I'm going to go ahead and do that again. We'll do that twice so that we have multiple. So we have a bunch of squares now. And I can select somewhere and I can see that I have a bunch of squares. So I can select any of these things here. I can have just a ton of different squares selected. So go ahead and do that. I'll pause the video and you go ahead and do that. Now that we've done that, we're going to do something that's pretty cool. It's called autofill. I want to leave some space. I want to leave like this A column. I want to leave that blank, and I want to leave the row number 1 blank. So I'm going to start in cell B2 here, and I'm going to put a 1, and then next to that I'll put a 2, and then next to that I'll put a 3. That's all I need to do is 3 of them, because we're going to do is I need something to start a pattern. Now, Google knows that if I have 1, 2, 3, then it knows after that it's going to continue 4, 5, and so on. So with this little, if I select my numbers that I just put in there, 1, 2, and 3, click and drag through them, and in the corner of number 3, there's a little blue dot. So I'm going to click on that blue dot and drag to the right out as far as I want. I'll go out. Let's say I'll go to AH. Okay, and it looks like that's all the way to 33. So it didn't autofill all the way. I don't need number 33, so I'm going to go ahead and select number 33, and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to go to AG because I'm the AG. I'm the aged gangster. There we go. So 1 through 32 I've got on there, and so you go ahead and do that now while I pause the video. Do your autofill. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some border stuff. All of our borders are right up here in this window looking pane thing. And when I click on that, I've got a variety of choices. The first one means border around every line around whatever I have selected in both all sides, top and bottom. And then the different choices I can use for where I want my borders to be. This one here I like, it's an outline button. So whatever I have selected, it's going to put on the outline. So if I have all of this selected here and I select just the outline, then it's only going to put a line, a border around the outside of my selection. Nothing else is selected or bordered. If I pick this one here, the window one, then it puts a border around every cell that's selected on all sides. So that's the difference in those two. Those are the ones you use most often. And then if I want to clear all my borders, then I just select the no border, and it just removes everything that I have selected, borders around everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a line here right next to my number 1. So I'm going to click and drag down and have a long line here. We'll go border, and I'm going to put a border on the right side here that's closer to the 1. So I'm going to look for that one, and that one's right here on the right side. Border that on the right side. There we go. And then over on this one here on 32, I'm going to put a border, same thing. So I'm going to click and drag through that, and I'm going to make it the same length as this one. So I went down to 16 on that one. So I went all the way down to 16 on this one, and I'll put a border on that on the right side. And there it is, border on the right side there. One other thing that I want to do is I want to align these numbers. So up here we have an alignment tool right here. Right now it's on horizontal alignment. So I'm going to select all of my numbers here, and we'll go under the horizontal alignment and we'll put that at the center. So now my numbers are centered, and I've got borders on the outside of both my numbers. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on.